The Cloverfield franchise has been a key addition in the horror and sci-fi world. With 3 films from the franchise, there's about to be another one. While the project still remains untitled, there's been some recent updates that have gotten the fans quite excited. In this video, we'll go over all the details we've gathered about the new Cloverfield film so far. Let's dive right in. Starting off with how far the project has gotten so far. Just when we thought we weren't getting another film from the Cloverfield universe, we were proven wrong. The silence around the film has finally ended. 14 years after the first Cloverfield film came and blew its audiences away, there's been a recent development with Cloverfield 2. While this is referred to as Cloverfield 2, there have been 2 films before this. The 2016 film 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was set in an entirely different context and wasn't in the same found footage format. Then in 2018, Cloverfield Paradox came out, which was also set in another context. It's too soon to say which route this film is going to take, but we now know some names that are going to be involved in the project. The original producer of the 2008 film, J.J. Abrams, is set to return for this project, along with Joe Barton filling in the role of the screenwriter. You might recall his previous work from chilling movies like The Lazarus Project and The Ritual. Teaming up with Barton is the director of the iconic Iranian horror film Under the Shadow. Babak Anvari's inclusion was announced in September, and fans couldn't be more excited to see what he brings to the table. While speaking to the reporters about his Netflix series, The Bastard Son and The Devil Himself, Barton revealed that he's giving the script a few last touches. He also denied working closely with J.J. Abrams and claimed that this was solely his work. Well, we can't wait to see what he'll bring forth. Moving on to the question, we're all wondering about Cloverfield 2. Right now, the question on every fan's lips is whether the film is going to be a direct sequel to the 2008 movie. The previous film in the franchise, the Cloverfield Paradox, left the fans majorly disappointed. So there's a huge demand to return to the original story, which started it all. There's also many unanswered questions in the original film that could be resolved in a sequel. So is this finally going to be the sequel that we've all been waiting for? Well, that hasn't been confirmed yet. When John Krasinski's The Quiet Place came out back in 2018, many fans claimed that it felt like a spin-off film of 10 Cloverfield Lane. To this, producer J.J. Abrams stated that the Cloverfield 2 film will be a true sequel to the original film. Well, fans have taken that as a hint and think this movie is going to be the second film following the aftermath of the alien invasion. There's still a mystery around where the film would be picked up from. In the 2008 film, the lead couple definitely appeared to have died in an explosion, and the city was taken over by the creatures. So that leaves little room for the possibility that it would be picked up right from where it ended. Some fans have theorized that Cloverfield 2 might take the Godzilla film series route. The movie might pick up after many years have passed and the creatures might get resurrected somehow to continue their rampage. Following up with Joe Barton's hopes for the film. So far, the script has been under wraps, but many fans are confident that this film would be a direct sequel because it has the original creator, J.J. Abrams, on board. With his vision behind the film, there's no doubt that it would be just as successful as the first one. In the same interview, the British screenwriter was asked about his expectations from the film and whether it's going to please the fans that have been begging for a sequel. Barton was confident that whatever he, Abrams, and Anvari were cooking up was going to be really good. He claimed that if he didn't think the script was good, then he'd be pretty worried, but so far he's quite content with the script. Trying not to give too much away, Barton believed that the scope and potential of the film would really surprise the fans. He claimed that to him personally, the story was really captivating and something he would want to see himself. But the screenwriter still threw in some caution and stated that everybody's going to have their own opinions and biases. He claimed that he couldn't please everyone, but he was trying his best to create something that most people would like to see. Well, we hope none of the fans are getting their pitchforks ready just yet. Paramount still hasn't announced a release date for the film yet, but the film is about to finish up its pre-production phase after months and months of waiting. Moving on, whether Joe Barton is feeling the pressure yet. This is a sequel that has years of waiting behind it. The fans have all sorts of expectations. When asked by the interviewer if Barton was feeling the pressure from the fans of the Cloverfield franchise, he showed off his cool nerves. Instead, Barton admitted to liking the pressure and feeling challenged by it. He explained that all of these fans' expectations showed just how excited they were to see his work, and for that, he wasn't only flattered, but also motivated to do his best. He related it to his experience of writing his recent Netflix series, The Bastard Son series is also adapted from a book and has an army of fans supporting it. So Barton definitely has some experience in doing some fan service. The screenwriter was also confident in his screenplay because of the team supporting him. Even though J.J. Abrams isn't directly involved in the writing process, he still reads through each draft and gives his feedback to Barton. Since Andvari joined the creative team in September, Joe Barton felt that the film was in expert hands, and together they would not disappoint the fans. There hasn't been a casting announcement so far, but with Abrams helming the project, we're sure there's going to be talented actors fighting off these monsters. Let's take a look at what Matt Reeves has to do with all of this. What made the 2008 Cloverfield film really successful was the talented team behind it. The trio of J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves, and Drew Goddard managed to produce something that was entirely original and terrifying. But for Cloverfield 2, fans were quite disappointed to hear that only Abrams would be returning to the project. Both Reeves and Goddard had other commitments. But it looks like Matt Reeves still might have left behind some key additions to the sequel. After the success of the first film, there were immediate talks of a sequel. But for different reasons, the plan kept hitting roadblocks. But Screen Rant magazine has uncovered a forgotten gem from the archives that give us a peek of a time when Cloverfield 2 was still in the hands of Matt Reeves. Right after the 2008 Cloverfield film was released, Matt Reeves gave an interview to Coming Soon magazine, and in that interview, he shared some of the potential storylines of the film's sequel. He mentioned that there's a scene in the movie where the lead character is on the Brooklyn Bridge, and right opposite him, there's a man who's filming the monsters terrorizing the city. For a moment, the lead character looks at the guy with the camera. To Reeves, this presented a major possibility for a sequel. He believed that there could be an entire movie made from the perspective of the guy with the camera. While this idea seems quite interesting and doable, it isn't confirmed if Barton went down a similar route with this project, but it could be an unused script for someone else's taking. Wrapping up with the return of the creatures from Cloverfield. After the confirmation that Matt Reeves and Drew Goddard won't be returning to the Cloverfield franchise, some fans are wondering whether the biggest star in the film is also going to abandon the project. We're of course talking about the monsters from the original film. Many fans have noted that the creature design has changed as the films came. In 10 Cloverfield Lane, the monsters were more similar to the ones from War of the Worlds. So there's definitely some flexibility in how the monsters will be presented. One thing is for sure that they won't be shown in a found footage format, so we'll be getting some good shots of the monsters. Some fans have also theorized that the creatures in Cloverfield 2 might belong to some parallel universe. This shows that the creatures can be interpreted in many forms. But whatever happens, these creatures are guaranteed to be terrifying. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited about the release of Cloverfield 2? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.